the fence.
Oh, and a goal.
Walking in front of him. He's inside the 10.
Oh, blocked from behind.
Cut off the glass, but no problem at all.
Fifth, up to the cradle.
Got locked up.
One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back on it. Tempo! And Cravat couldn't grab a
He's
ball.
fly to right field against the wind. It's out of here.
Buries it. We're tied at 19.
Welcome to Kusel Stadium here at Mariemont High School. We are getting ready to kick off for the Badin Rams versus our own Mariemont Varsity Warriors. With me on doing the commentating is Joe Vieneman.
Great to be here tonight with you, Mike.
Glad to have you.
It's gonna be a fun evening. Great to see the Warriors after an exciting win earlier this past week at Madeira to win the league.
That was fantastic.
Very, as our athletic director Mr. Nurl put it, if I'm in the back row, it must be a really good game.
Well done. So taking the field, it is senior night for Mariemont. So we are going to have a field filled with seniors for the Warriors. Looks like it's going to be Chris Taylor, Max Christopher, Jacob Crabtree, Ben Phelan, Bobby DeNurl, Luke Garrison, number 12, Michael Reber, number 13, Jack Mathis, number 14, Gunnar Nixon, number 17, Joe Molsky, number 20, Jack Wilder, and number 21, Eli Bales. Jack Wilder is going to be between the pipes for the Warriors. Starting lineup for Badin, Reed Eldridge, number 1, number 2, John Hederick, number 4, Luke Van Steenkiesty. Number 7, Griffin Heitzman. Number 8, Samantha Lecker. Number 9, Cooper Buccalo. Number 11, Garrett Geigel. Number 14, Pete Clements. Number 15, Will Giffen. Number 17, Matt Schweinfuss. And number 21, Max Smith. The traditional senior night kickoff usually has at least one injured player out on the field, and it looks like we're going to be kicking it off to Chris Taylor, who kicks it back to the Badin Rams. Very sportingly plays it out of bounds. Chris Taylor is going to come off the field, immediately gets subbed in.
Chris, suffering 2 ACL tears in the past 2 seasons, has really been limited. What a great athlete. Really stunted his performance, but what a guy. Stand up character.
Incredible specimen of an athlete. And number 5, Tyler Lundeberg, comes into the game for him, playing center back. This back line for the Warriors is one of the best that they've had in number of years. They just do not give up much.
I felt that in watching the Madeira game last week. I felt that, most of the time we were spent on offense, and that's a true testament to our back line, our defense.
Absolutely. And Madeira's got a history of not giving up much either.
Yeah.
They
always a great battle between the two.
Oh, great battle. Had the same thing on the girls' side Thursday night. They battled to a 1-1 tie, and I don't think either team was happy about handing the CHL title to Indian Hill.
Yeah.
But what we saw, a crowd of about 700 people, and we saw 2 teams battling for a championship.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to see the week before the tournament starts.
For sure.
Throw in for the Warriors. Looks like it's going to be taken by Gunnar Nixon. good win for the Rams by number 8, Sam Laker.
Did you see starting to get real physical out there already? I heard a comment earlier that Badin is notorious for being a very physical team, no matter what their record is.
You know, it's something about that west side. It that's how they play over there. It's a different brand of soccer.
It's a different brand of everything.
Yeah. Jack Mathis tries to track it down on the left sideline. Throwing for the Rams. Nice job by the Rams keeper. Who is their goalkeeper?
He's the only goalie I see, Scott Day.
Looks like Scott Day. Scott Day coming out, cleaning that up.
Rams moved the ball quickly down the field.
That was a quick counterattack. Nice job earning a corner right away. Let's see how they do on these set pieces. Mariemont's usually pretty good at defending set pieces. Parried away by Wilder and cleared out by Nixon. Badin does a nice job keeping it alive. Looks like it was a deflection off the Warriors. Earned another corner from the far side. Looking over here, Dave Walter on the
PA.
Over on the PA. It is senior night for the Warriors.
Yeah.
It's always an exciting, emotional night.
Yeah.
Nice job by Nixon, shielding the ball back into Wilder's hands.
I can tell you, being a senior myself, that it is quite emotional playing in your last final home game. But I know for these guys, the mentality is that this may be the last home game here, but it is by far, for the Warriors, they believe it will not be. It will be a far road before they come to an end.
Well said. A lot of soccer to be played. The tournament does start this coming week, and looks like Mariemont is going to be starting Monday night with a matchup against Mount Healthy. Now, Mariemont was the number 1 seed. It's interesting that with all of the buys available, the teams that some teams choose to take that bye in the first round, other teams choose to play that first round game. Mariemont chose to play that first round game.
And sometimes I think the old philosophy stays the same, that if you keep winning, you know, they're feeding off of Madeira going into this game. You know, they want to take that momentum in you know, not have a bye week. You don't want any time off, because then you can lose that mojo that you had from the past couple games. You just want to keep that going.
Definitely. Now Badin will also be starting their tournament run Monday night as they take on CHCA. Rams are doing a nice job controlling possession. Mariemont's having a hard time stringing some passes together.
Almost looks like they're on their heels a bit.
They are. Luke Garrison trying to keep possession for the Warriors in the midfield. Great organization defensively by the Warriors, though. They are so hard to get through on. Finding Molsky up top. Rams back in possession. Doing a very nice job building out of the back, slowly getting numbers up the field.
They seem to be very crisp tonight. Passes all on point. This past breakdown has been very, very crisp, including that long cross across the field.
We have two very talented teams. Jack Mathis takes one right in the face. And it looks like the Rams Rams are in another corner. The corner is going to be taken by number 21, Max Smith, freshman defender for the Rams.
I noticed the numbers for the Rams are very low. I wonder if I see a couple guys not dressed. Wonder if they're injured or if their numbers are just really down.
They do have 3 guys that are here but will not be playing, and I think you see that a lot from many teams as they kind of go into that last game before the tournament. They just want to rest some of the guys that need a rest.
Yeah. Yep.
It's also a good chance to, get some of the reserves, some vital minutes.
Experience. Yeah.
You never know when they're going to need those minutes come game time.
Next man up.
Absolutely. Nice job by Molsky keeping control of it. Keeping pressure on.
I think an interesting thing about Molsky, he kind of fits the Rams mold of physicality. I know I personally tried to recruit him to play football. I thought he was a little more physically built for that than soccer.
Shot and goal by the Rams. Looks like number 17, Matt Schweinfuss, midfielder for the Rams, puts one in the far corner.
I have to wonder if they're a little bit out of sync because after they made a switch to Evan Wartenberger, the freshman, in goal, and you got to wonder if there's maybe a miscommunication there that happened.
I don't know. Anxious to see this replay. When we get a little bit of a break in the action, we should see a replay here. But until then, the Warriors have some work to do. Bobby DeNurl on the ball.
Nice stop.
Square ball across the middle is never what a coach wants to see. But trying to spring Mathis loose in behind the Rams defense is what the coaches want to see. Nice job by Ben Phelan. Getting possession back for the Warriors. Another ball given away by Mathis. It's interesting. Number 4, Sam Laker for the Rams. It's unusual to see a female on a boys' squad. But you've got a little bit of experience with that, don't you, with the football team?
We do. Our Mariemont Warriors football team has a girl, Kaya Embry. It's been an interesting experience to say the least. I think for the game of football to open it up to anyone to play, is a great thing. It's not quite comparable, as you said, that there is a women's soccer team that is open, for women to play on.
Yeah, and she's holding her own.
She is.
And here's the replay on the goal. It looks like a ball's just played in.
It's like the Mariemont defender was just a little out of place there.
Yeah, Memphis came in unchallenged, unmarked. I'm sure that's going to be addressed by the Warriors coaching staff. Warriors are coached by Eric Vonnigs, Jeff Heinball. Looks like Tyler Martin and Chris Shenton are down there with the coaching staff as well. The Rams are coached tonight by Eric Hickey, assistants Matt Blovell and Patrick Jones. Looks like we got a free kick from about 35 yards out for the Rams. Ball served in, cleared out by Lundeberg. Now the Warriors are starting to string some things together. It's opening up some space for them. Gives them some room to move. Now we got the ball up top. Garrison's in.
Oh.
Puts it high.
Garrison broke very nicely off of that play.
Great movement off the ball for the Warriors. It's probably the best build-up they've had so far.
Soccer ball looked like a pinball going through the Mariemont defenders.
Throw in taken by Jack Mathis. Throw in for the Rams, taken by Schweinfuss. Looks like both teams are just a little bit out of sync tonight.
There are moments when it's like swarms of Mariemont defenders are around Badin's players, and it's times when there's one Mariemont player with the ball and it's almost like a diamond defense right around the player, and there's just nowhere for Mariemont to go.
One thing that I think we might be seeing is, both teams are seeded. Both teams know what's coming this coming week. And I'll tell you, this is not a league match. Tournament draw is finished. Both these teams are preparing for tournament more than anything else.
Senior night as well.
Senior night. Yeah, you got a lot of things going on that I just don't know if this game is priority one for a lot of these players. We saw a little bit of that with the girls' game earlier today.
So the one thing I do notice about Jack Wilder, the Mariemont goalkeeper, he's very vocal leader out there on the field. Always hear him up in the stands directing his defenders.
And that's a sign of a good goalkeeper. You need your backs to listen to you. Goalkeepers, a lot of times goalkeepers make the best coaches down the road because they see the field as well, if not better, than anyone else on the field. Wow, great shot by number 9, Cooper Buccalow. Deflected off one of the Mariemont defenders. I don't know if that was Ben Phelan. He took the shot, took one for the team. Ball was crossed in, back in Jack Wilder's hands. And as you mentioned, the Warriors won the CHL title the other night with a win over Madeira. They went 5-0-2 in arguably the best league in the small school divisions. You've got some Division II and Division III schools in that division. And they went, that's tough to do. It's tough to go undefeated in that league.
Following up suit to their last season when they went 7-0-0.
Oh, well, obviously it doesn't get any better than that.
It does not. But to follow it up after losing several key players, Connor Jacob, Adam Romick, two Division I caliber soccer players.
Yeah, and I think they're arguably two of the best that have ever come through the Mariemont program.
And to lose that and to fill in and come back and win the league title for a second year.
Pretty impressive.
It is.
Phonics does a great job with his boys. He gets more out of them than a lot of people would expect.
And having him as a teacher, to be honest with you, it would not be something I would expect. Not to diminish his teaching ability at all. It's just he's a very relaxed type of guy, and I wonder if that's just kind of his coaching style. I've never played under him, but if he's just relaxed and they respond to that. And but I know there are moments when he gets fired up, and you don't want to be on the receiving end. Receiving end of that.
I believe it. I've seen him coach a number of games and seen many a yellow card drawn out just for him.
And the infamous story of your assistant Coach Haney jumping down the fence to keep him from storming the field. That
Rams are getting in again. like number 9 creating all kinds of problems. That's Buccalo. Slots another one in. Warriors are having a hard time getting it out of the box.
Buccalo causing a lot of problems tonight. 23 goals on the season.
The officials waved off the goal. They believe that was a foul on the far post by the Rams attacker.
Back it up to the 6. Back it to 6. Back to 6.
Looking at the replay, looks like we had some hands in the back on number 2. In my opinion as a coach, I think that was a good call. He had his hands in Mathis's back. And it's I'm all for fighting for a goal scoring chance, but you got to do it within the laws of the game. And this is where Bobby Nenuro is dangerous. Great job defending by the Rams defense. See if we can get a number on who that is. Number 7, Griffin Heinzman. Great job by Jacob Crabtree earning a corner for the Warriors. Checking into the game for the Warriors. It's like Josh McClory, number 4. Spencer Stutenroth,
Will Stutenroth,
number 6. I'm sorry, Will Stutenroth, number 6. Number 25, Matthew McGrory. And number 2, Andrew Branzer. Coming out for the Warriors is Molsky, Crabtree, Denurl,
and Luke Garrison.
Corner for the Warriors was deflected away off the Warriors' head, looks like. Throw in for the Rams. Shot by Branzer, changing the point of attack. Number 12, Michael Reber finds Gunnar Nixon on the far side. Looks like they're going to switch it back again. Ben Phelan swings it out wide to Josh McClory. McClory is the lone sophomore on the Mariemont squad. He's had quite a year. He's getting many significant minutes. The Warriors would like to keep the ball at this end of the field for a few minutes. Ball's going to go across the end line. Goal kick for the Rams.
Seems like the last few possessions for the Warriors, they just keep sending the ball a little too far to even make a play. They don't give each other a chance to make a play on the ball.
And if you've got runners, playing that direct style works. But if you don't have the runners making the runs, I think it's a little bit better to try to work the ball around and keep building up until you do get numbers forward.
Very impressive footwork by freshman Will Stutenroth.
He's a talented player. When you have a team of this caliber, to see a freshman taking the field and kind of like McClory getting some quality minutes, that speaks volumes of what kind of player Stutenroth is.
And there seems to be several of those on both sides in the Mariemont program. I know you have several girls that are playmakers on your team.
We do.
They're very young.
We do. I'll tell you what, it's a big part of that is the difference between players that play club ball. Now they've committed to playing soccer year-round, and others don't. And I've always said that's a beautiful thing about a small school like Mariemont. As a coach, we'd love to have more kids playing year-round, but at a place like Mariemont, they can play at a high level in soccer and then
go into basketball
and play at a high level, go into track or lacrosse and play at a high level, and they can do it. Gunnar Nixon is setting up for the free kick. Gunnar Nixon is also he's also the place kicker for the Warriors football team.
I can tell you, being blocking for him on the left side, he does a fantastic job and has for the past 3 years. It's really a wonderful thing.
And beautiful ball slotted in by, looks like Mathis slotted it in.
Looks like Matthew McGrory.
Looks like it was finished by Matthew McGrory. That is what we call textbook, Joe.
It is.
Anytime. Here's the replay. Yeah,
Perfect
beautiful ball
placement.
slotted in.
Nice finish as well.
Then put away by number 25.
And as I was saying about Gunnar Nixon.
That's Bates Gall. Number 25 is Bates Gall.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, it looks like Bates is
He's a freshman
Bates
as well.
is a freshman also. Wow, beautiful goal.
As I was saying about Gunnar, yeah, impressive, and the difference making it has having a great kicker behind you, knowing that.
Now go ahead, Joe.
Him, having a good kicker and making a difference not only on the soccer field but on the football field is truly amazing and a great aspect we have for our team.
How many field goals did he have for you guys last night?
I believe he was 3 for 4. He was.
Fantastic night. Yeah, he does a great job out here. Loves to run down those flanks. Shot taken by number 13, Jack Mathis. Replay of Gunnar Nixon making about a 70-yard run. Making about a 70-yard line, saves it on the end line. Wow.
That's very impressive.
And that's why Gunnar Nixon is out on the field so much. Like I said, that's textbook soccer. That's what coaches want to see. Get to that end line, slot balls in. If you can do it again, do it again. Looks like Mariemont's found a little bit of a rhythm here in the last few minutes. Oh, beautiful touch. Beautiful touch by Buccalo for the Rams. Cuts to the inside.
Wide open.
He slots it in for a shot. Goes wide by Patrick Johnson, number 19. Looks like Jack Stevens is checking into the game, number 22. Give Jack Mathis a well-deserved break. Beautiful shot by Buccalo, right over Wilder's head.
He is really a player. He's causing a lot of problems for Mariemont tonight.
Well, and I think we looked up earlier. He is the either leading scorer or second leading scorer in the GCL co-ed.
He does have the most points with 23 goals and 16 assists.
23 goals, 16 assists. Incredible. Let's take a look at that again. Beautiful job. Heading it just on the other side of his marker and just puts it right in under the crossbar. Beautiful, beautiful shot. There's only so much you can do to defend that.
A little bit of fighting going on down there with McClory.
Good stuff by Josh McClory.
Good stuff. One of the smaller guys on the field.
Another angle of that goal by Buccalo.
Watch it drop perfectly.
You get that. You get a little bit of top spin, and it just dips under that crossbar. And again, it looked like Wilder was a little bit off his line. and but it was just enough. And that's just shows you the awareness that Buccalo has. To take a look, see the keeper off his line, and hit a shot like that. Got a goal kick for the Rams.
It's like they're subbing the same 4 as they did the last time.
Yes, fresh legs coming off. Looks like Max Christopher's coming off for the first time tonight. Stutenroth, Gall, and McClory coming off. And checking back into the game, looks like Crabtree, Molsky.
See some banter from the fans complaining about how physical this game's turning out to be.
Well, you know, coaches like physical games. They want the game to be called fairly. They want the officials to keep everyone out on the field safe. But I don't know a coach that doesn't mind a good, hard-fought physical game.
No pain, no gain, as they say.
It's like Stevens does a nice job trying to get the ball through to Branzer. All right, I guess that was Nixon over on the far side. Garrison in the middle trying to get out of trouble on his own. Gives it up, and Rams run another dangerous counter. Nice job by the Warriors defense. That's just a no-shot attitude right there. Number 11, Garrett Geigel for the Rams, battling for those balls in the middle of the park. It's always fun to hear when the fans want the game to be called both ways. I know a lot of officials, and I think most of them call the game both ways. They might be good, they might be bad, but most of them are pretty consistent. This is actually a good crew. I know all 3 of these officials very well. And this is a very good officiating crew. You got Randy Clark running the middle, highly respected among coaches and officials.
I'm always impressed by the stamina of soccer officials with the constant back and forth. They might have to be in better shape than the players do.
I think your top officials do take their fitness seriously, and they pride themselves on being able to keep up with the play. Probably even more so on the boys' side. It's very important to be able to keep up. So if an official can't keep up with the play, it's awfully hard to call a good game. Like I said, this is a good officiating crew. Ball cleared away by Garrison. And run down by DeMyrtle. Nice job by Griffin Heintzman of the Rams to get that ball out of trouble and swing it over to the far side. Looks like that was a short break for Mathis. Checking back into the game. Jack Christopher checking back in for Andrew Branzer. Mathis checking in for Gunnar Nixon. That is Mathis's world right there, trying to find some space in front of him and let him run. When Mathis can stretch his legs, he is one of the more dangerous players out on the field.
Just inside 10 to play. Rams up 2-1.
Throw in taken by Max Christopher.
Mariemont High School
I know they want to get Mathis involved with him being 7th in the CHL in points with 9 goals on the season. For the Warriors, it's imperative to get him going.
He's dangerous. Like I said, if he can stretch his legs and get into some open space, he can do some damage.
Well, that answers your questions and chart your course of your child who has hopes of playing on the college level. So mark your calendar, October 26, 7:30. The Dynamite Sports inviting the college man.
And Christopher got caught with that one. Had his hands in the back of the Rams midfielder. Free kick for the Rams, taken right about midfield. Looks like the kick is going to be taken by number 9, Buccalo. Serves the ball right about to the penalty spot. Cleared out by Stevens. Warriors are trying to get it out of trouble, but Rams get the throw. Great job by Luke Garrison. Getting out of trouble, but then you do not want to give it away. Shot by number 4, Sam Laker. Looks like Stevens comes off the field. Gunnar Nixon checks back in.
Missed opportunity there from Bobby DeNearl. Mathis breaking down the left side.
Bobby's another one that's got some tactical awareness that you need out on the field. When he sees those opportunities to play someone in quickly, he goes for it.
Soccer IQ is extremely high.
Very high.
First off, the CHL Championship on Monday nights.
Throwing for the Warriors. Looks like it's going to be Phelan.
Monday night against Philadelphia here at 7 p.m. And much like the ladies' matches, from here on out, losing matches are not accepted. Don't try, it's embarrassing for everybody.
Great battle between Mathis and Schweinfuss for the Rams.
Monday, 4:30. The boys will travel to Boston, 7:15 to face CHCA on Tuesday.
Foul called on the Warriors. Gives the Rams a free kick from about 30 yards out, 35 yards out. Looks like the kick's going to be taken by Buccalo again.
So let me ask you, Coach, from this angle here, in a high school level, is a shot recommended, or you have a set play that you use?
Generally, they're going to try to play the ball to a runner coming in on the far post. If you've got someone that could put it on frame, sometimes it's okay to take a chance to do that. Part of that depends on the replay for the foul.
Phelan.
Looks like the foul was called on Phelan. He dipped his shoulder a little bit. A lot of times shoulder-to-shoulder contact is allowed to go on, but they're going to call you if you dip your shoulder and give it a little bit extra. Great job getting out of trouble by McClory. Great job by Max Christopher.
Nice.
Keeping possession for the Warriors. Foul called on McClory.
To me, that last foul looked a little incidental, but maybe not.
It
was, she went down a little bit soft.
Over there for the kick, 1918, headed out by Nixon. So 4 minutes to play, senior parents should probably start heading towards the field sooner than later.
Looks like the Warriors doing a little bit better job getting numbers forward. A little tough for the Rams to get in for these last 10, 15 minutes. Ball's played into the middle. Played into number 19, Patrick Johnson. Warriors win possession on the sideline. Ball's played forward by Gunnar Nixon. Looks like for the last few minutes, the Rams have just been content to just get the ball out of their half and try to win it back 40 yards upfield. Great job by DeNurl. Earns a throw in for the Warriors deep in the Rams' defensive end of the field. See what we can do with this. Got about 2.5 minutes to play in this first half. Corey plays it in, found Phelan's head. Goalkeeper Scott Day comes out. Just takes it out of the air.
So, Coach, let me ask you this. When you hear a voice like Mr. Walter over here on the PA while you're playing, is that an annoyance? Is that you ever get a complaint about anything from your players?
I think the players are usually pretty locked into the game that they pretty much tune out the PA announcer.
I feel the same way in football, but, there's a lot more going on after the play, after the down, after somebody's been tackled. Then they announce it, not necessarily while the play is going on.
That's a good point. I think I think the players on the bench probably hear more of the little side comments by the announcers than anyone else. But personally, I think, especially for a public address announcer, I think the less said, the better sometimes. Looks like Buccalo's taking the free kick again. Ball tipped up and over the crossbar by Wilder. Very nice job. Gives the Rams a corner. Clock's winding down fast. 40 seconds to play in this first half. Mariemont's going to just try to get the ball out of trouble and go into the halftime break without any further damage being done. Nice ball served in. Cleared out by Max Christopher.
Warriors attempting to make a last-ditch effort here with 10 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, I think the Rams are going to be content to go into the halftime break with the 2-1 lead. And that is the half. After 40 minutes of play, the Badin Rams go into the halftime break with a 2-1 lead over the mighty Warriors. We will be right back after a break for our sponsors. Welcome back to Coastal Stadium here at Mariemont High School. Getting ready to kick off the second half of the Mariemont Warriors going up against the Rams from Badin. Badin's got a 2-1 lead going into the second half. It's going to be interesting to see how the Warriors come out. They just finished a senior night celebration. Like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, those are always, they're fun, but sometimes they can be kind of emotional. And you just never know how the kids are going to respond after an emotional halftime.
Looks like they're going with a little bit of a younger crew here, putting at least not even younger, but notice Tyler Lundeberg got there in the mix. Might have misspoken. He might be the only one that's not a senior out there.
It's a yeah. It looks like it is a crew of seniors.
When you got a crew of 12 seniors, it's kind of hard to not have the majority of them being up on the field at all times.
And I think that shows the class of Coach Vonig's. There's no one that wants to be on the field more than the seniors. So it's nice when you've got a quality group that you can put out on the field all the time. Like the Rams are going to have the kick.
I'll tell you, these guys, the Warriors, have put in quite the, ever since I remember first seeing them my freshman year, putting in and committing to be a really great team.
This is a good group. I remember talking to Coach Vonig's when this class came in as freshmen. He had some high hopes for him then, and it's playing out, I think, pretty much the way he saw it 4 years ago. It's impressive that this many stuck around for 4 years.
And great role models for the younger kids to see the loyalty and the dedication put out by these guys.
Let me ask you, as a senior, do you recognize the impact that you guys do have on the younger kids in the community? Beautiful ball played in on the outside. Very, very close finish by number 17, Joe Molsky. Goes just over the crossbar.
To answer your question, yeah, I think there is a definite. I think, there's always, in everything, there's a positive and a negative, that especially being, the football team, being, the big sport in the community, Friday Night Lights type deal. And, not to downplay anything else, but there's a coming out. I've been to a couple youth practices, and all the kids know your name now, and it's really cool to see that they really look up to you. And I remember being a kid looking up to those guys too. And I think knowing, I feel like I and, the rest of my grade, some of the other kids have put in a little more time with the younger kids and know them a little more personally than I did. But, yeah, and especially being at such a small school, there's a definite impact. And I can tell you, one of the things that means the most for me, being a senior, is seeing such as our quarterback, Wally Rennie, and our one of our starting wide receivers, Charlie Cowart, the effort and, just the little things, running onto the field, just, never, just putting in the hard work. And it means so much to me when they're fighting just as hard, because they know how much it means. And I felt I tried to do the best I could the same way 2 years ago, putting it in for those guys.
We got a shot at there's another look at that goal. Yeah, ball played in and just up and over. It's well played by the goalkeeper to come out and disrupt what Molsky was trying to do. Good goalkeepers always try to come out, get as big as possible, and be as big of a distraction as possible.
It's like number 11, Garrett Geigel, is coming out, a little shaken up on the last few moments ago.
I think he took a ball to the face. Oh, looks like he's got some blood running down his hand. Mariemont's. Take a look at that. Yeah, ball was cleared out by his teammate. Looks like a scene right out of a Scott Sterling commercial. If you're not sure who Scott Sterling is,
I was about
Joe,
to say.
I highly recommend you look it up.
All right.
It is one of the most entertaining videos you will ever watch.
Take a look at that.
Nice job by Crabtree getting possession back of the ball. Drops it back into Lundberg. Seeing a lot more patience by the Warriors. Ball charged in.
Oh, nice save.
Beautiful job by Mathis to put that right back on frame. Great save by the Ram goalkeeper, Scott Day. Warriors are being a lot more patient with the ball. Not quite so fast to try to get it forward.
I guess to finish up with the conversation we were having earlier, that you know, like number 4, Josh McCoy, putting in the work for those guys. I think it's highly respected by the seniors.
There's that save by goalkeeper Scott Day after a header by Mathis. Well done.
A beautiful ball by Gunnar Nixon as well.
The goalkeeper for the Rams is only a freshman. He's had a good night. Back to what you were saying about just the leadership that that seniors in a small community like Mariemont have, and the impact that they can have on the younger kids. It's really neat to see from our perspective, from a coach's perspective. And that's what we call a professional foul on number 21, Max Smith for the Rams. Nothing nasty, nothing too vicious, nothing warranting a yellow card, but good hard foul to stop the attack. Looks like Nixon and DeNurl both setting up for it.
So, Coach,
could see any number of things happen with this one.
So, Coach, is there a strategy? I know in you know, football, some people will take the penalty to strategically set up things. Is there anything like that in soccer, where if they're on a fast break, would you rather them take the foul than have a shot at a goal?
Yeah, and that's why I referred to it as a professional foul. Especially if the team's got numbers going into the box, one of the last things that you want is for that ball to be crossed in. So yeah, you stop them from going forward. And like I said, nothing malicious. Certainly don't want to inflict injury on anyone else, but the goal in that situation was to stop the ball from going forward, and they did a nice job with that.
Especially with the result.
Good win out of the air by Phelan. Throwing for the Rams. Taken by number 19, Patrick Johnson. Garrison's trying to sneak his way through a number of defenders. Goes in a little too hard trying to get through. Number 14, Pete Clemens for the Rams, took the brunt of that foul. Gives a free kick for the Rams. Another nice job by Lundberg getting the ball out of trouble. give the Warriors a chance to get some numbers back in between the ball and the goal. Again, square ball in the middle, not the ball you want to give up.
Almost looks like Terry Tate, office linebacker, out there on the field.
They both went down in slow motion. Rams moving the ball around just outside the penalty area for the Warriors. It's Buccalo earning a corner for the Rams.
Buccalo bobbing and weaving through the Warrior defense to get that corner.
He's a player. When you've got a player that magnitude, I wonder how much preparation Coach Vonig's did specifically for a player like that.
I guess that's another interesting question I have to ask you. You know, in football, there's the film breakdown and scouting reports and such. I assume, at least what I would hope, is that you guys do the same?
We do. I know he has, either he goes and watches as many teams play that he will face throughout the season or could face come tournament time. I know he was scouting the Alter Indian Hill game a couple nights ago, for example. And we do. As coaches, we want to be as prepared as we can. We want to be able to prepare our team as best we can to take on just about any opponent. Again, as we mentioned, the Warriors are going to be starting their tournament play Monday against CHCA, I believe it was.
I believe Badin's playing CHCA.
Badin is playing CHCA. Mariemont is playing Mount Healthy. Both those games are going to be at 7 o'clock. I think they're both going to be hosting those games, so Mariemont will have that first round game here at home. The Lady Warriors, Mariemont's girls soccer team, they took a bye in the first round, and they're going to be hosting the winner of Claremont Northeast and Taylor.
So let me ask you this. I know you guys got a few players down, a little bumped up. Was the thought there with the buys to, kind of get healthy here before the postseason run?
It was, Joe. Like you said, we do have some players that are banged up, and we like the idea of having a couple extra days. We're able to give them a couple extra days off. We got 5 days to train to prepare for our first match next Saturday. So Mariemont took the bye, so we'll go watch the Claremont Northeast Taylor game. It's at Taylor, so we'll go watch that Tuesday night. So we have a little better idea of what our game's going to look like next Saturday. We've seen Taylor play, and it's a quality team. They played us to a 1-0 result. Honestly, gave us a better game than I expected them to give us. So we're going into it as a coaching staff. We're going to be a little bit more prepared, and our job for the next week is to make sure the girls are well prepared for it. Yeah, I've always found it interesting that soccer coaches do not. Beautiful ball played forward to Garrison. Get back to my point here. Cleared away by Buccalo from Badin. Throw in deep in the Rams' defensive third of the field for the Warriors. But yeah, I've found in my 20 years of coaching that soccer coaches aren't real big on exchanging game films quite like they do in the football world.
Yeah.
if you want to go scout, you can go scout, but they, I think soccer coaches like to keep the cards a little closer to the vest and don't really want to reveal anything. Oh, nice header. Snagged out of the air by Day. I think that header came off of Phelan. Got a few Warriors getting ready to check in. Looks like McClory. Number 25, Bates Gall. Number 2, Andrew Branzer is getting ready to check in for the Warriors.
So I have to ask you,
Here's
being
Here's the save off the throw in. I think we're about to see. Good long throw by Nixon.
Might have been Taylor. Subbed in Chris Taylor.
It was Chris Taylor with the throw. Looks like that was Molsky. Yeah, that was Joe Molsky with the, or no, it was Chris Taylor with the throw. And it was Molsky with the header. Again, beautiful job by Day from Badin to snag that out of the air.
So I have to ask you, in football, you're, for a play, you're aligned on a hash. A lot of teams have tendencies as to what they do. You have a set play call, you know what's coming. In soccer, is it a challenge to not really know what's coming? That the ball could go any direction? I mean, I've always found it interesting, how do you really, put together a successful game plan when everything is essentially unpredictable?
And that's partly why they call soccer the beautiful game, because it is just flowing. You don't know what's going to happen next, and the situation changes constantly. So our jobs as coaches is to try to recreate as many of those situations as we can in training. Make different coaching points for different scenarios. How to create opportunities, how to create space by movement off the ball. So yeah, it is a challenge because there are so many variables that it's not choreographed, if you will. Much like football is. It's like another corner for the Rams. It's going to be taken by number 21, Max Smith. Ball served in. Cleared out by McClory. Put right back in. Number 17, Matt Schweinfuss, midfielder for the Rams. Put it just wide of the frame. Goal kick for the Warriors.
And I've always found it interesting that, little off note here, off topic. That people compare, they say, soccer is the most popular game in the world. It's played in every country, and they say, well, why isn't soccer as popular here? And football and soccer with being the two most, with soccer being a world game, American football being an American game, it's apples and oranges. You can't put them in the same boat. You have soccer players and soccer fans, and not to say that they can't overlap, but it's apples and oranges. It's not comparable.
It's not. Come on, just look at the success of the NFL compared to the success of. The crowd did not like the call on that one by the AR. Called for a Mariemont throw, and the Badin crowd is very adamant that was a Badin throw in. There's another look at it, and that ball clearly came off Nixon.
Warriors get away with that one.
Now, a lot of times when officials realize they make a bad call, there's usually a makeup call shortly after.
And I know from my umpiring experience,
that might be the makeup call that we were talking about.
I know from my umpiring experience, it's better to stick with a bad call. You know, you could change your mind, then the teams find you wishy-washy, and they don't, you know, they find you distrustful. Rather as you just stick with the call you made and don't second guess yourself.
Correct. Well, it is a free kick. That call did not go the Rams' way. Looks like the kick's going to be taken by Bobby DeNiro. Ball served in, and coach never likes to see a ball go across the face of the goal like that. Now McClory's got a nice long throw. I'm sure he's going to be looking for Phelan's head again. Look for Phelan to flick this on. Try to find Mathis or someone on the other end of it. Nice job by the Rams defense clearing that out. Well, we were talking about the popularity of American football at those highest levels. I think there's no question the NFL is the best marketed sport in our country. They are looking to grow it outside of our country.
Personally, I'm not a fan of.
There's a lot of talk that London will soon have professional, what we call American football. You're seeing a lot of NFL games, at least one a year. How many NFL games do they play over in London now?
I believe this year it's either 3 or 4, and I know the Bengals forfeited a home game to play over there as well this year. And I know as you being a season ticket holder as well as my family, it's a little bit upsetting to see one of your games go across the pond.
Well, looks like you're right. The Bengals are going to be playing the Redskins on October 24th, I believe.
And you're starting to see that, you know, the mixing of countries around with the newly added USL club team here in Cincinnati, FC Cincinnati. Very impressive first season with them coming over, having Crystal Palace come over and play FC Cincinnati. I was at that game. Extremely impressive, not only for just to see that mix of the different leagues, the different countries, different cultures, but that soccer's growing in Cincinnati.
If you had asked me a year ago, would we get 20,000 people to a second-tier professional soccer game in Cincinnati, I'd have thought you were crazy. What FC Cincinnati did, it was incredible. And again, marketing was the key with that. They did it right from start to finish. They attracted a crowd. They kept the crowd. They made it an event. They made it an event that people of all ages wanted to go to and looked forward to going to every chance they had. And
it's showing. And, with the clear market here and the popularity here, with the MLS looking to expand, this could be a perfect place for them to expand. And like you said, Coach, if you'd asked me a couple years ago what I'd hope for the next professional sports team to be in Cincinnati, I'd have told you probably a hockey team.
I would have thought
basketball.
NBA, professional hockey.
Not Major League Soccer.
I did not expect that.
And I'll be honest with you, I think it's going to happen.
There's another look at that foul. Earned the Rams a free kick. It looks like Nixon just kind of flipped his back leg. Good effort to put a shot on frame by Sam Laker.
She's played well tonight.
She has played well.
I don't even think I've seen her come off the field.
I don't think she has come off the field. I know that some of the Badin players are banged up a little bit. They haven't subbed much at all. But
But against a league championship team in Mariemont, she's played very well tonight. She's held her ground.
She's been impressive. But yeah, we're excited to see what FC Cincinnati's going to bring next year. And like you said, their goal from day one was to build it into a MLS franchise. Beautifully run down. Can't see if that was Buccalo again. That may have been number 9, Buccalo once again.
Nixon showing off that leg that he uses at the opening kickoff every day, football, every game.
Earl plays a beautiful ball in for Molsky. Great job by the Rams defense to get that ball out of trouble.
16 minutes left in the second half. Warriors need to pick it up here a little bit. They're looking to pull out with a victory or a tie.
Nice job by Garrison. Playing a ball into Denuro. He gets end line, slots it in. Cleared away by, looks like number 7, Griffin Heintzman. Throw in for the Warriors. Looks like it's going to be taken by Max Christopher. Yeah, and it looks like they've been trying to find Ben Phelan's head for him to flick on and get someone on the other end of it. Nice job by Mathis to regain possession. Warriors are playing with a little bit more sense of urgency now. It's like you said, we're about 15 minutes left to play. It's plenty of time, but you know the coaches and players are both looking up at that clock, seeing the time dwindle away. One thing I've noticed with Badin in the second half is they haven't really been getting numbers forward quite so much. They've just kind of been content to knock it around, keep the ball out of some dangerous areas, and maybe hope for a corner or a counter attack every now and then. They did earn a free kick about the 40-yard line. Jack Mathis got a little bit overzealous on that one.
Kick the ball away as well. Almost a kind of, to me, a confusing move if you're trying to save time. Why waste all that time kicking the ball away?
Ball chipped in by Buccalo. Ball settled down. That's some great composure by number 2, John Hederick, for the Rams. Just bringing it down to his foot. Puts it right into the side netting. Gives the Rams a 3-1 lead. Take a look at it again. Beautiful little back heel pass. Again, beautifully done by Hederick to bring that ball down and just place it in the corner. It's not even a shot from there. You're just passing it into the side net. That was well done by the Rams. Warriors have some work to do. It's like number 15, Stratton LeMay, checks into the game. Looks like the Warriors changed out their goalkeepers as well. Freshman Evan Wurtenberger going to stay between the pipes for the last 13 minutes for the Warriors.
There was quite a buzz when they made the change from senior goalkeeper Jack Wilder to promoting the freshman who was the starter on JV, passing up a couple other guys. And it was a very interesting move. And for Coach Vonnegs, I think it's paid off pretty well. And I think, maybe resources, Jack and others, possibly better used in other places. He's maximizing his players' potential.
Jack is a good, talented field player. I know Coach Vonnegs has used Wilder up top as a striker on more than one occasion.
He's got a very strong leg.
Being down a couple goals, I wouldn't be surprised to see Wilder up there before the end of the night. But in terms of Wurtenberger, kid's a player. He is a good, solid goalkeeper. Stratton LeMay, number 15, who checked in as a field player, he's also listed as a goalkeeper. The ball played out wide to Student Rock. Gets back to DeNurl.
So as the notion of concussions becomes larger and larger throughout sports, most notably I'd say most of them come from headers, I would assume.
Actually, most of the concussions in soccer come with impact with the ground.
Oh, really?
You do see some good hard challenges where two players they'll collide. But I think most of your concussions are players going down to the ground hard. The ball or their head coming off the ground.
I'd say football's a collision sport and soccer's a contact sport.
Absolutely. If a player if a player does get a head injury during a game, one of the first things that's going to happen is the officials are going to send them off. And like you said, concussions have become such a top priority. The prevention and the treatment of concussions have become such a priority for all sports. We're seeing it a lot in the NFL. We're seeing it a lot in soccer. But protocol is, player comes off the field for a head injury, they do not return unless a physician, not an athletic trainer, but a physician clears them to play. They do not take it lightly, nor should they. I think coaches are all on the same page. We want what's best for the kids. We want to keep the kids safe. No game, no goal is worth risking further injury to someone's head.
Just inside 10 to play, Clemens set the throw.
So, and on the topic of a header, where do you teach? I've always wondered, I've taken a soccer ball to the head, and, I'm sure I hit it the wrong way. It really hurt. But where is the perfect place on your head to hit the ball?
For most people, it is basically it's at the hairline. Now, as I get older, my hairline gets further and further back.
Same with me at 17.
But generally the hairline, top of the forehead. What we've always taught kids at camps and through youth programs is as that ball is at your head, you should be able to see the ball and what's in front of you. And if you kind of put a ball on your forehead so that you can see the ball and what's in front of you, it's going to be at the top of your forehead. Actually, U.S. Soccer has they do not want heading even taught at the young ages. They are actually prohibiting youth coaches and youth programs from teaching proper heading technique until the kids reach age 13.
Seems to be the theme for most more physical sports is, holding off now. I've played football since I was 5 years old, and that's a great point. I'd never heard of that they didn't teach heading. I know the whole tackling deal has been postponed now. Most people start when they're a little bit older, and that's really interesting to teach heading.
And that is probably within the last 2 years. Actually, I take that back. I think this might be the first year. 2016 might be the first year that they're implementing that change. And you have a lot of differences of opinion. A lot of coaches think it needs to be taught at the younger ages so that they are doing it correctly.
I think some people think it takes, in every sport, altering when you teach it can take the integrity out of the game.
Shot by Branzer, beautiful save by Scott Day, the Rams goalkeeper. He's been big time this half. Warriors have had several good chances shut down by Day. Very nice job by the Rams keeper. Nixon finds some space in front of him. Finds DeNurl swinging out wide. Ball goes across the byline. Goal kick for the Rams.
As you mentioned earlier, it seems like the ball has been on the Warriors' attack. It's been in the Warriors' favor for most of the second half, and it just seems like nothing's come about it.
Well, we've had chances. Rams defense is not giving up much. Looks like Phelan and Mathis checking out of the game.
Number 22, Cam Stevens back in.
Number 23, Andrew Mell, freshman, checks in on the outside for the Warriors.
Warriors starting to shift to the younger crew as the seniors have played the majority of the game.
And it looks like Vonnegs is chalking this one up as just a good learning experience. Get some of the younger players some minutes. See Vonnegs down on the sidelines congratulating the seniors as they come off. You wonder if their night is finished.
Is there a point in time in a game? I mean, I know in a lot of sports there is, as the ball has reached the stands from Tyler Lundberg's foot. Is there a point in time in the game when I hate to say call it, but I mean, strategically, I mean, you start saving players, you don't want anybody to get hurt in garbage time, what's the strategy with that from a soccer coach's mentality?
Well, I know I have seen, and I know Vonnegs has seen, many games be decided in those last couple minutes of a game. You train the kids to play all 80 minutes, and a lot can happen in the last 3 minutes of the game. For example, the Warriors, the girls' soccer team, tied Madeira on Thursday night with 3 minutes left to play in the game to tie it 1-1. So yeah, like you said, there are some tactical decisions that are made. A 3-1 deficit, that's a little bit harder to come back from, but again, I think you take things into consideration. What's the importance of the game? Is it worth risking injury to maybe some of your senior players? Beautiful shot of the moon. It is a beautiful night for a soccer game here in Mariemont. Clear skies. Temperature's probably right around the mid-60s. Ball given up by Bates Gall.
Trying to set up the counter, ran out of room.
Rams looking to counter on that. Did not have enough real estate in front of him to get much of a counter in. Great recovery by the Warriors defense, though. Ball swung out wide to 22, Cameron Stevens. Just checked into the game a couple minutes ago.
He can make a killing doing this,
Strat LeMay getting a little bit physical out there by the 50-yard line.
Warriors are still pushing numbers. LeMay's got some space in front of him. Decided to swing it back out wide. Ball delivered in by Andrew Mell. Finds DeNurl. Swings it over to Branzer. And the Rams are more or less parking the bus in front of the goal. It's going to be that much harder for the Warriors to get in as we are under 2 minutes to play. Nice round of applause by the crowd for the last Warrior senior to exit the field. Bobby DeNurl. Josh McClory checks in for him. Nice congratulations by Coach Vonix. Bobby's meant a lot to this program over the last 4 years. I think they're going to be expecting a lot of him as they go into tournament.
Well, Coach, as we're nearing the 1 minute mark, I just want to thank you for this awesome opportunity to share a soccer game with you live on air. And I want to wish both of these teams, both Badin and Mariemont, the best of luck in the tournament, and especially to the girls' soccer.
Appreciate it. Kind of like what we were talking about with FC Cincinnati. If you had asked me a year ago who I'd be sharing a broadcast booth with announcing a boys' soccer game, I'm not sure Joe Wieneman would have been the answer.
A lot can change in a year, Coach.
Absolutely, but you've done a great job.
Thank you.
I think it's a great thing to have students coming up here, and they give a completely different perspective from other than us old guys. That we could talk soccer all night long. So it's great to have a good young perspective.
Felt I've learned a lot too.
Yeah, and you've done well. I mean, I wouldn't sell yourself short. You've done a great job with this. And we are in the final seconds. It's 3, 2, 1. And that is the final buzzer. Final score here at Kuzel. Badin 3, Mariemont 1. Again, probably not the way Coach Vonix would have liked that senior night to end, but I'm pretty sure I know what his message to his boys is as they get ready for tournament Monday night. Don't worry about it. Let's walk away from this. We're all walking out of here under our own power, and we're going to get ready to go out there and ball Monday night. So again, Joe Wieneman, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to ICRC. The broadcast schedule will be sent out through email through probably both athletic programs. I will also be out on Twitter. Special thanks to Sam Nurl, the athletic director here at Mariemont, for setting these things up. Arguably the best athletic director in Cincinnati.
Does a great job.
Fantastic job with all of his programs. So with that, we thank everyone for tuning in tonight, and we will see you next time.